Hello, I'll be focusing on Python next week quite a bit. So I thought I'll do a refresher this weekend on object-oriented programming to help myself. So the subject for the topic is going to be email addresses that we got from IIT Roorkee, and they had a typical format. It had first name underscore, first letter of the middle name, and then the last name followed by the department and the suffix, the domain name. So yeah, let's get into it. I'll get into one of my environments that I already have. Right, so I think let's just start a new kernel. Okay, let's get right into it. So let's create a class called student email, and we'll use a constructor init method basically, and first argument is self. So we want the first name, middle name, and the last name, and we also want the department. Right. Now let's just set these instance variables. First, I can just copy this. Now we want to create an email from all of this. So we'll create a method, but we want the email to be an attribute. So we'll use a getter basically. So let's define the method. Let's call it email, and going to take self, right? And let's just return the first name underscore, the first letter of the middle name, the last name, then we have an @, then we have the department, and then we had the suffix, the domain name. Actually, we can make the domain name a class variable because it's going to be common everywhere. So let's call it domain is equal to, it's .itr.ac.in, right? And we'll call it after the department year, right? That's the string. Let's format it, and we'll put self.first here. For the middle name, we'll need another method that gets the first letter. So let's call it get middle. Let's not waste time thinking, right? And then third argument is the last name, and department, right? Oh, we also need the domain. So let's get to the domain via the instance itself, self.domain, right? That should be it for that. So, and the get email, get middle name, the middle letter actually, self. Okay, so we can just index into the string, right? So let's just say m is equal to self dot middle and the first index, right? And then let's just return that. This should ideally work. Let's give it a try. So let's just run everything. It's fine, right? So let's create a student object. We'll use the class email, and then we'll put in, let's say, some values. I don't know, John, Jane, Doe, and the department, let's say civil engineering, so let's say CE. Let's keep it lowercase for now. I just want to test it if it's working, and let's print student, print the function student dot email, right? Okay. Oh, I didn't close the string. Fine. Student email has no attribute department. Okay. Oh, where did that go? Fine. I made a mistake here. Right. It's going to be department, and this is going to be last I'm not sure, I probably deleted something. Okay, so there it is. We can probably also do some inheritance here. So there were professor email addresses as well, and they had first name dot last name. So maybe we can inherit from the student class and create a new class. Let's call it professor email, right? And you want to inherit from student, fine. Student email. Now we only need the first and the last name. We don't need the middle name. I think it would be a good idea if we create a general super class for this. Yeah, should have. Anyways, so email address, and we can copy all of this, right? And remove the middle from here. We'll create a class that from which we can copy common attributes, right? So self, first, last, department. That makes more sense. Remove this part, right? Okay. Now for the student email, let's just inherit from the email address class, right? And we don't need this. We need all of this, but the rest we can get from the super class. So let's just get it. Super. It's a method init, and we want first, last. I have someone here. Okay, so attended the doorbell. So we had a super class, we inherited from it, and let's just make sure if everything's working here. I think it should work. Let's just move ahead. Let's not waste time. And let's also inherit from email address. Let's go here. Let's say, I think we can copy all of this, right? And we don't need the middle name, right? First, okay, and then we will have the super. I think we can again copy all of this, right? Because that's what we are inheriting, right? And we can also copy all of this, our getter, and oh, we don't need this part, just need this, right? Okay, now I think we'll take some user input and get done with this as soon as possible. So let's use an infinite loop. While true, we want user input, and let's say input. Let's say, are you a student? Y or N, and let's also add quit, or let's say type Q for quitting, right? This will be our input. Let's strip it of any white spaces and also make it lower, right? That's the user input. So if user input is, let's say, let's first deal with the breaking condition. So if it's Q, then we break. Elif, I'll just copy to save time. I don't know if it actually saves time, but yeah, right? And we would want a similar thing later as well, right? And that has to be N. So if it's Y, then we want to say first is equal to input first, that has to be string, first name, right? Yeah, let's call it first name, and dot strip dot lower, and I'll just copy it 4 more times for all the other attributes that we need, right? So middle, middle name, last name, and department name. Here we want the department name like let's say CE for civil engineering, ME for mechanical engineering, CSE for computer science engineering, right? So we just tell the user we want that kind of behavior, and let's assign all of this to a person variable. Now we'll call our class. What's the class? Student email, right? And then we just add the variables here: first, middle, last, and department. Right, now we'll take all of this also for the professor emails, right? Middle, we don't need this. Oh, I didn't change all of that here, so I need a dot here, right? And I don't need this. Then rest remains the same. So first, I don't have a get middle function method, and I think the rest remains the same, right? Okay, now here we want prof. It's prof, right? Yeah. Else we want to continue. I mean, I can type a message, but let's just continue here, save time. Now actually we should have an empty list where we can put all of these person values. So let's call it people. It's an empty list. Let's append to people person, right? So that we have everything in the list. I think we are pretty much done here. We just do a for loop for p in people, print. Oh, I'll have to use a stir method in my classes to actually not get the object's location, but to unpack the object basically. Otherwise I'll get the object location on memory, which is not very useful. So let's just say print p for now, and we'll define other stuff in stir method. I'll just quickly make it here. So right, it's going to take self again. What do you want to return? We want to return a formatted string, right, that has self dot first name, right? We want self dot middle. Let's just get self dot last name here to maintain consistency with the professor names and stuff, but we can add the email address here. So self dot, and we can access it like an attribute. And let's also get the department. So self dot department, right? I think we can copy all of this and paste it here. Oh, what did I just do? I need all of this. Right, now this should hopefully all work. Okay, good. Let's just put some random stuff. Okay, so that behavior works. Let's put in Y for student. Okay, and let's again enter John, Jane, Doe, department, say ME. Let's also enter the professor names. Let's just call him prof. Last name, and department, it's all C. And okay, something went wrong. First, middle. Oh, why is the middle here? Fine. Okay. No, I want a professor. It's a prof. Let's say last name again. Let's say CSE again. Okay, now we'll quit. We'll just keep the video as short as possible. Okay. Okay, this does not have an email attribute. Did I not set it? Oh, don't tell me. It's because of this. Okay. Let's just do a shift tab. Damn. Okay. Okay, so it works. But yeah, I'm just in a hurry. I want to end this video as soon as possible. I think LinkedIn has a limit of 15 minutes. But yeah, that was a quick run on classes and objects. So object-oriented programming in general. We had a superclass. We got two subclasses. We had a getter method to access an attribute. We had a function, and we did a loop to get our user input, and finally we printed the email addresses. We appended it in a list and then we printed it. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful.